CBS Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines.
And welcome back, everyone. Right now, Windows simplifies today's matchup in Chicago as we take you first on the field. Let's send you out live to the game between the Bengals and the Bears with our announcers, Jim Nantz and Phil Simms. Gentlemen.
All right, JB, opening Sunday in Chicago on the banks of Lake Michigan. Getting all set for the Bengals and the Bears. In fact, the Chicago side is about to take the field here. We're back to football, and for the 54th year, welcome to the NFL on CBS. Hello, friends. Jim Nantz here in the booth, along with Phil Simms, and we're delighted again to be here on opening day. We got a pair of teams that were 10-6 last year. The Bengals made the playoffs. The Bears did not. They let go of Lovie Smith. Brian Urlacher retired. A lot of expectations for Cincinnati going into this season. Let me bring in my partner for the 10th year in a row, sitting alongside Super Bowl 21 MVP Phil Simms. And week one, baby, here we go. You ready?
Week one, the nerves are there. You know, it is true. The nerves, we're not nervous, but the players. I played in the Super Bowl. I can tell you I was more nervous opening day because the anticipation and what's going to happen to our football team, you can't wait for it to start.
And how about all this talk about Cincinnati? We heard Boomer on the pregame show. He's picking to go to the Super Bowl. A lot of folks are. Do you see it?
Well, let's put it this way. If they were a college team, you go, well, we got all the returning starters. Who can say that? The NFL, plus the people they drafted. On paper, they look great, but you got to do it on the field.
You're right. They got everybody back, including a quarterback who has been to the postseason each of his first 2 years. Talking about Andy Dalton.
How about Andy Dalton? What he's done in these first 2 years, he's really judged so harshly. He took his team to the playoffs, but everybody wants him to do more. Can he do more? Yes, I think he can. They added some pieces to the offense to give him a little more firepower, and he's just got to make plays. That's the life of a quarterback in the NFL. They want you to win, and they want you to be dynamic.
Everybody's back, including Marvin Lewis for the 11th year. He's taken them to the playoffs, in fact, 3 of the last 4 years. On the other side, a big story today, the debut of Mark Trestman as the head coach of the Chicago Bears, the 14th head coach in this franchise's history. Comes down from the Canadian League, where he won 2 Grey Cups for the Montreal Alouettes. Former assistant, though, around the NFL, and has a lot of respect in this league for what he can do offensively.
Well, I'll just say this. You and I have to trust our instincts sometimes. We were with the Bears all day Friday, and we walked out. You said to me, wow, what energy I felt inside there from the players, the coaches, even the people that work there. So it's an offensive-based philosophy now for the Bears. They still have that good defense. We'll see how much it works on the field.
Well, for that offense, of course, Matt Forte may just love having Trestman as a coach based on what he's done for running backs in the past. And then there's Jay Cutler. You've talked about Cutler already on the pregame show, but what do you think Cutler's going to have this season to offer with Trestman as his coach?
Well, they're trying to give him a better supporting cast, no doubt about it. And when you look at Jay Cutler, he has such great talent. If Mark Trestman can just tweak it a little bit, you can get something special. So it's there. Can Mark Trestman bring it out of Jay Cutler, and can the supporting cast help him enough?
Time now for Tools for Success, presented by Home Depot. Cutler's favorite target, of course, will be Brandon Marshall. Monster year last year. Set all these single-season marks in Chicago history. Been some talk about, is he healthy? Had a hip procedure early in the offseason. Coaches tell us he's 100% going into this game. On the other side, one of the biggest weapons in the league, A.J. Green, going into his 3rd year for Cincinnati. Let's talk about your tools for success.
Well, I say this for the Bengals. Julius Peppers, they do not want him to hit the quarterback and ruin the game, so make sure you hold him. And for the Chicago Bears, their big key today, don't get Green with envy. That means A.J. Green. Don't let him get deep and score touchdowns that cost you the game.
It's overcast. It's in the 70s. We're ready to go. Cincinnati and Chicago are as well. And the NFL on CBS will continue in a moment.
The SEC on CBS kicks off with the 2-time defending national champion Alabama taking on Johnny Manziel and Texas A&M. Saturday on CBS.
You got the hearts of lions. Good things, bad things, it doesn't matter. That's who you are. That's what carries us from here to where we're going. And everybody's talking about what we couldn't do and what we wouldn't do and what we shouldn't do, right? You did it week after week, day after day. No matter what somebody said about you or us, it doesn't matter what they say.
Find your look at NFLshop.com.
Just breathe.
Cincinnati and Chicago from Soldier Field, and 57-year-old Mark Trestman will be on the sideline as a head coach for the first time ever in the NFL in just a moment. Today's game being broadcast in Spanish. We're available using the SAP button on your television. Coming up next.
Presenting Subway Fresh Buzz. Subway, the official training restaurant of Robert Griffin III, Justin Tuck, Jarvis Jones, and athletes everywhere. Led by San Francisco and Seattle, the NFC West is one of the National Football League's toughest divisions. With all-pro players like cornerback Richard Sherman and linebacker Patrick Willis, the 49ers and Seahawks both had defenses ranked in the top 5 last year, while tight end Vernon Davis and quarterback Russell Wilson keyed 2 of the league's most exciting offenses.
My songs know what you did do. My songs know what you did do. So light 'em up, light 'em up, light 'em up. I'm on fire. So light 'em up.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Bengals Bears on CBS. Cincinnati defers. Chicago receives the opening kick. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, and what are you thinking here as this season is about to begin?
Yeah, first game of the year. The old phrase, let the game come to you. In other words, don't get emotional. Don't go out there and try to make a play, because that leads to a big mistake.
Of course, that means Devin Hester will be touching that football first in all likelihood. He did not have a return touchdown last year, but what a magnificent career he's had in the return game. Second most in NFL history. Total returns, just one behind Deion Sanders, 19 total. That's 5 kick returns, a missed field goal return for a score, and 12 punts. The all-time record in that category. So Mike Nugent tees it up, and Cincinnati about to send it down the way to Devin Hester. And Meister will not even have a chance to put his hands on it. And the touchback will bring it out to the 20 for Jay Cutler, now in his 5th year in Chicago. An offense that a year ago surprisingly was 28th in the league. Should be quite a difference this year. Garza, the only returning starter on that offensive line, with a pair of rookies on the right side, Long and Mills. And Marshall's numbers last year were just staggering. 118 catches and over 1,500 yards. They're actually going to come out now with 2 tight ends, Martellus Bennett, who they picked up in the offseason from the Giants, and Steve Maneri, free agent signee by way of Kansas City. One wide out is Marshall, lined up in the eye, and they're going to fake the handoff and throw it right across the middle, and it's dropped by Bennett. Cincinnati's defense led again by Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator, 6th best in the league last year. There's Atkins, who signed an extension on Monday. How about James Harrison? Stays in the division, signs with the Bengals. And Leon Hall, who had 2 picks the last time Cincinnati